Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Good Guys, the All-American podcast called What's Good America. Ladies and gentlemen, let's skip past a lot of this. I'm C. Turner. That's Big Game James. Now, depending on how your computer's configured and how you're looking at this on Facebook or YouTube, whatever it is, the man, the myth, the legend, the guru is what he's being called in some circles. Okay. This man has single-handedly taken the sport of football, whether it's flag, whether it's professional. He is an avid gambler. They just call him Pick'em in the streets. That's what they call him, just Pick'em. The Montana legend. If it wasn't for this man, nobody would know anything about colleges in Montana. The man, the myth, the legend, Dally Dimes Dallas. What's going on, baby?
What is up, my guys?
Glad to have you here,
Turner.
Yes.
Thank you for that introduction. But I gotta tell you, man, I feel you never wear sleeves.
No.
But I feel naked right now. I feel naked.
Well,
why
is that? Why is that?
Because we need to get something.
Oh!
We can get something properly in here.
Would you like to tell everybody why you have that?
Let's just put it this way. For the last 8 years, I have been the go-to punching bag for about 9 people in a little fantasy league called TRL. And now...
Which stands for what?
The Real League.
Yeah, that's what we call our fantasy league.
The Real League. The Real League. And now while I came up short and took second last year, Daddy's home. And that's all you need to know is I ran through this league. I told you at week 6, it was mine. Nobody else had a shot. Top to bottom, I was by far the best. And lo and behold, through injuries and all, I was still right.
So I feel like it's fair enough to ask this question. And
well, before you ask it, I'm going to ask you, you got some feedback. So I'm going to have you turn your volume down a little bit on your computer. Not too much to where your mic doesn't come on, and then ask your questions since I'm getting ready to get shitted out. Go for it.
All right. Are we better now? Because mine is like on 1.
Yep, we good.
Okay. I posed this question for the group. So if you've won your fantasy football league, can you please raise your hand? Oh, somebody doesn't have their hand.
Well, actually, not that league, but yes, I have a couple of fantasy championships. Not the championship that I want.
Oh, okay.
I want that.
So you won like the D League of fantasy football.
Well, that's no way to talk about my Metal Arc League like that. I love those guys. What are you talking about? Shout out Commissioner Spoonamore. I also have not won that league in years. I took second this year. That was terrifying.
And I mean,
I took second in my NCSA league. Some of those guys. Shout out to NCSA. Yeah, it was a heartbreaking year.
It was the JV football of fantasy football.
You know, let's just call it what it is. You're looking at a guy that has 18 natties that I have to look at that for the rest of the year. And then you look at the other guy that is wearing a wonderful, I think just a phenomenal idea of a Shiva on his shoulder. And yes, anytime he is on this show, I put that name up there. He didn't put that there. I did that. Because at the end of the day, this is the one thing about me. I will always give credit where credit is due. I may not like you, can't stand you for 4 or 5 months. But if you beat me fair and square, 18 natties gets to stay. You won it fair and square. It wasn't even close. It was actually entertaining. And the champion of TRL, he is that. And until somebody says otherwise, he's the champion of my league, and I respect him for that. So I give props to where it is. I'm looking forward to what golf is going to look like. Dallas has been wanting to run this golf that we do. So I'm intrigued to see what happens with the rules. It also means that Roger Goodell, which is what I call Dallas Leslie in our league, he is the Goodell of commissions. It's like Dallas winning that title. Remember when Goodell got that $50 million a year extension?
Yeah.
Like the crazy pension to plane. That's what we needed for our league, because our commissioner was basically, I don't think if he won this year, I think we would have lost him as a commissioner. And we need him to feel a certain way about himself. And he did it on his own by defeating all of us when it mattered.
Easily.
Nobody gave that to him. Nobody handed that to him. He won fair and square. He drafted very well. Shout out to Alvin Kamara. Shout out to Travis Kelce. He did what he needed to do. I mean, those two guys, they were there all year for him.
Are there any running backs you want to shout out from your team? One in particular?
I mean, here's the best part about this show, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there hasn't been an episode, where I haven't talked about the Bryce Love 4th round pick. I mean, that is basically who I am now. And I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that.
That's terrible.
It was a bad pick. I made a reach in the backfield where nobody knew who was going to get the ball, really. Shout out Antonio Gibson. He took the job. And, did it cost me? Maybe. I don't really know what I would have done, but at the end of the day, the better man won the league. Now, did he beat me?
Clearly.
Absolutely not. So, but I don't want to talk about that. This is his time. It's his moment, Chris. So you got to be careful when you try to shoot a shot. See, he's taking the right approach, as in he knows I'm going to give him his respect. He's been my best friend for 10 years. He knows how I'm going to be. I'm not going to act up. But if you try to take shots, then you're going to make me tarnish what's supposed to be a great show. I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. I can do that in September when nobody's looking. I don't need to do that on this live show when he's one of our great correspondents. He has the right to be here. I just think this is going to turn out just being a great intro. I kind of like this. Let's just take some more time, Dallas.
I'm not going to do what everybody expects me to do, which is flip out.
Come on, man. I got my Scooby Snack shirt on. I'm over here, Mr. Machine. Let's just turn this segment to what it is, man. This is Dallas's victory. This is his victory moment. And I think he deserves it. Since we're running out of time.
Let's clear. Oh, no, we're good. Because let's clear one thing up, Turner. You were right about something.
Go ahead.
Well, that Meadowlark League, that's not the JV. That's like the co-rec E-level slow pitch softball fantasy.
Slow pitch softball.
Why are y'all, dude? That is so wrong. Hey, to anybody, to Chrissy Lynn Dickinson's, Ryan Spoonermore's, Travis Brown's, Katie Mitchell's, Nikki Bassett's, Anna Everett's, everybody else I'm forgetting. I'm so sorry. Brandon Hurst. I'm trying to think everybody else is in this league. Do not. That is just such disrespect. Now, you guys, without a doubt, are not that. I got way too much love for you guys for that. Don't listen to the chat on that.
I've seen the teams that you and Kitch and T Brown come out with. It is lucky that is even considered a fantasy football league.
Well, it's just different scoring, D-Les. I mean, it's different. It's totally different.
But hey, I've seen the teams. I've seen the results.
It just reminds me of like those student leagues in college where like you play like it's just like it's the co-rec leagues of basketball and it's the kid who really wants.
First of all, I won my co-ed league. Okay, don't you disrespect co-ed championships. Shout out to Anna Sonderman Voigt. Can't wait to see you at the wedding, sons. Okay. One of the dopest athletes of all time. Matter of fact, since we want to do that, raise your hand if you were an All-American at your college.
Freshman. Freshman.
You were a freshman All-American?
Freshman.
You were a freshman All-American?
Freshman.
2003? 2002. You were a freshman All-American. What newspaper was that? Was that the ghetto
Florida
Ghetto
Times Union,
Seminole
buddy.
Press, the GSP?
Since we're raising hands now, let's get personal. Raise your hand if your school had more than 10% black people there. I couldn't do that either. I kind of set myself up on that one too.
Hey, listen, this is what's so terrible and funny, but at the same time, you're still crushing it because it's Alabama. Like, you're killing both of them. If you combine the black people between me and Dallas' school, it would basically be all the black people at my school because there wasn't no black people that care. I'd have been the hell of them. They had one. We
had one.
Oh, we had 150 when I came to Truman. 150 out of 7,000.
Shout out to Tim Bowman, keeping it strong on the football team.
Tim couldn't do shit and get away with it at that damn school.
All right, if it happened, it was Tim's fault. Boy.
Oh, it was all Tim. It was all Tim.
It was all Tim.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Tim,
Poor guy.
I mean,
Great guy, though.
You talk about the epitome of profile. I couldn't imagine.
He kept an extremely low profile.
As well he should. Well he should.
Shout out to Tim, man. Shout out to Tim.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, with that being said, America, Dallas, I really got into you. We got about 5.5 minutes, man. You can say anything, whatever you want. Not only through this, obviously we'll be coming back for more, America. We just kind of had some technical issues. That's why this segment's going to be 15. But we're just going to call this one Dallas finally got the championship. I don't know what Chris is going to call something stupid. It's going so.
That's a fact.
It just you want to know what the best part of this is if we go back to the last podcast that I was on and we listened to all of Walt's rants and how wrong he was about God. Tyler Lockett, about Christian Kirk, about even DeAndre Hopkins to a degree. I mean, it is.
Well, I wasn't wrong about Tyler. I actually wasn't wrong about Tyler Lockett.
It was so perfectly priceless.
I think I said Tyler Lockett's good for 90, 1,100, and about 9. I think he had 90, 1,000, 90, and 10. I was not wrong. See, this is the one thing. Take your shot right. It's still your moment, but this is still my show.
You said you would take Tyler Lockett over Calvin Ridley.
I would.
You're still kidding, right?
Yeah, I like Tyler Lockett better. I like Calvin Ridley. Let's not forget, America. I drafted Calvin Ridley his rookie year, as I do in all these leagues. I unleash these guys, so don't worry about it.
And that's why you never make the playoffs. But
I never make the playoffs. Come on, man. I got to take that for now. It's been a couple of years. It's been a couple of years. It's okay. I got to take it.
It just
shout out Calvin Ridley for doing what he was supposed to do with no Julio Jones in there. I mean, I would hope so. I mean, that'd be like James Walton not showing up in 2009 if he had a hamstring injury. I would hope somebody else would get off and take those numbers. I mean,
but just go back. So this is the best part of this is to go back and look at what Turner said at the draft. Turner was right. Walt was wrong. Isn't that an ongoing theme?
That's the common theme in every episode, every last episode.
Oh, that's what we're going to do. So we're we're going to do that. That's what we're going to do. I'm wrong on every show. That's what's been going on. I can be wrong in fantasy. I'm fine with that, but I'm wrong on every show. Is that what we're going to do? What we're going to do, Chris? We're going to do that.
I didn't say every show. I said it's a common theme. So it continues to play out that Turner's arguments are slightly edged more to the correct or accurate side of the argument, and yours are a little bit farther away from.
Oh, this is going to be a good game. I'm sober. I will not forget this.
You want to know what? You won't forget it
Oh,
when I take this, when I'm lifting up the belt at your bachelor party on the golf course, counting your dollar bills.
You know the best part about us being in our 30s now is that shit is just so dope to me, because I know you're gonna bring that thing. I want you to bring that shit everywhere. I have no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love every minute of that. That's exactly why I decided that we had to get a Shiva, because that's just who we are. Like, you've got to be able to throw that thing in people's faces all the time.
Do you not think I'm gonna only be wearing that in the hot tub? You're dead wrong.
Just took a turn. It just got weird.
Yeah, it did, man. I wasn't going nowhere near that hot tub.
I mean, the best part about it is that nobody wants to see that, and even my wife doesn't really want to see it. So we're golden. She just sees it because she has to.
Oh my God.
Champ, what can I say? It's been an 8-year odyssey for you. I'm proud of you.
It has.
The league needed a new asshole, and I'm glad we have you as our champ. So enjoy it, man. There will be no, I'm gonna get you next year. No, this is your time. I'm gonna let it go. But this whole thing about me being wrong in this show will be talked about.
I mean, Walt, I'm very glad that you said that you're not gonna get him next year, because history has kind of shown that that's not really, and it's not gonna happen.
On that note, America, we coming right back. Shout out Dallas Leslie.
Suck it, Hibby. Suck it, Hibby. Suck it, Hibby.